we know everything ended up fine.
Mm-hmm.
But going in, what was your... what?
Well, the trepidation is, and I think that's what was kind of that last line is really what it's all about. It seems so silly, you know. That's why I think people have a problem understanding it, because it seems superficial. It seems like it's just about clothes and hair and makeup, and that's not it at all. It's, as we've talked about in the earlier chapter, in fact, last chapter, it's about dignity. But it's also about, like, I'm an artist, and I've always wanted to celebrate life with all my heart. That's what I do. You know, in more detail or less detail, in macro and micro, that's what it is. So, but I couldn't do that with my life. I couldn't do that with being grateful that God has given me a human birth. But having that is one thing, and executing it is another. And because this is such a charged issue, and what we've talked about, it's always been, it's, can I go back out and be as comfortable with these people that I'm the boss of, that I'm their guardian, that I'm also now their friend, and that I'm, you know, I was the elder stateswoman for sure. Can I still have all that while I'm looking at someone, while I'm being self-conscious that they're looking at me and I'm going, either I've got spinach in my teeth or my eyeliner's jacked, you know? But it's a feeling of comfort. And that's what I was worried about. Would I be comfortable being me, going, here it is?
Well, and this might be partly why a lot of people have trouble understanding. And I really think, I hope, I guess, I would also say, that at the root of the discrimination against trans people, that it really is all about just not understanding what it is. That's proven by the bathroom laws. As soon as somebody says, well, I don't want a man in the women's bathroom with my daughter, they already are proving they don't get what trans is. But even that aside, the thing that stands out to me is how much of a process this is, and that also people don't appreciate what you and other trans people have had to go through. Maybe that's part of it. Like, they go, oh, well, you just want to dress like a woman, period. And they don't take it further or realize how you've gone through your whole life trying to live and act a certain way, which is really even contrary to your truest nature. And then when finally coming out, what it means to unravel, unwind, unweave, undo all that stuff. And that it takes a while because you were doing it for so long. Well, and what does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean to be a boss of people? Because people are assuming, I think people assume different things about a man boss than they would a woman boss.
Oh, completely. I mean, we should do a bigger realm on that. But one thing I wanted to kind of go back to is I think that you're absolutely right. I mean, the thing about the bathroom law is it doesn't go the next step, which is, okay, great, where do trans people go to the bathroom? Right? The thing is, segregating out anybody and saying you have to do this differently than all of us is what we've been afraid of our entire lives. It's why we stay in the closet until we can't come out anymore. But the other part of it is that it is, people try to intellectualize it, and it's not an intellectual process. That's like the last layer that trans people get to when they are accepting themselves. And that's because dysphoria is a word that's so esoteric that people don't understand it. And I didn't understand it until it went away. And I realized this emotional and mental and spiritual, physical trauma that I had dealt with every moment of every day. It's like feeling like you have a vise that is breaking the skin. It's so tight, holding you in and down. And most people would say Scottie's a free spirit.
Yeah.
So to try to live while you're living past the constraints of that rusted iron grip, the simplest thing is that you can just go, I'm not fighting anymore, and that goes away.
Mm.
You know, once I was able to get estrogen in this body that had craved it since it lost it in vitro.
No, in utero.
In utero, thank you.
You weren't a test tube baby.
That's right. It's amazing what changed in my life. My spirit lifted, my heart lifted, my body lifted. I lost 45 pounds. So that's what goes on inside of us, and all you see is lipstick and skirts.
Yeah, it gets diminished to the smallest thing.
Yeah. So it's not a choice, and it isn't a mental defect. It's
science. It's
a
biology.
Physical, it's a physical thing. And so and that's the thing. People like try to make it like they can just like choice it away. You can't choice it away. And that's why people who haven't gone through this, who have never experienced dysphoria, have no clue. But I do want to say that throughout this entire process, even though I kept saying, well, my love, I don't expect you to understand, you didn't take yes for an answer, and you really tried. You made the effort to understand. I think in many respects you understand it better than me now. But that's because you made the effort, because you have a heart, because you are a saint. But it's what I want everybody else to do. You know, you're the perfect test tube baby.
Well, I know people wonder how I did it or how I made the leap, but that's the key. Once you understand what it is, it was no longer a threat to me the way I thought it might be. I mean, ultimately, I think when someone knows someone in the family or their mate especially is trans, they're afraid of losing them or being left by them or thinking they want to leave. And your you was still your you. The person I fell in love with was still that same person. And when I was clear that it is science, it's biology, and I liked what we talked about last night, where we were also saying that even people who consider themselves heterosexual, i.e. they identify, I guess, with the body they're born in, and they're also attracted to the opposite
Cisgender
sex.
heterosexual.
Yeah. They're still on the spectrum. We have to realize this yardstick is huge, and it's called a spectrum. It can be called all kinds of things, but every single human being is on that spectrum, even a cisgender, heterosexual, male or female. And there's so many permutations in between, hundreds and hundreds of different versions of people who don't identify with being either gender, or identify with both, or identify with being the opposite, whatever it is, and hundreds in between.
Well, I think that's a good point, because the thing is that it's really, there is a human, and I'm not going to say it's a tendency, I'm going to say it's a frailty to other people. To other people. The LGBTQIA movement is a group of you people. Right. Over there, and your point is absolutely right. No, it's a group. It's a facet on the diamond called human, and every facet is every other human on the planet, and we all make up that diamond. And you can't say you're not a part of the diamond.
I hope I can say this right or well. The point in saying that everybody's part of the spectrum is to say we are all the same. We're all in this together.